Arranging bedding for the purpose of sleeping. Arranging bedding for the purpose of sleeping.
You want me to write the citation right now? Now?
Arranging bedding for the purpose of sleeping and doing such.
Yeah, I'm not interested in your dumb arbitrary definitions.
You want me to write the citation right now? The other option.
Are you trying to be a tough guy with me, mister? Who goes there?
Hi, please.
Who are you?
Please.
Do you have an identifying number?
1492.
What can I do for you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, the reason I came to contact you is camping isn't permitted outside of a designated campground within the state park.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, and we didn't see any restrictive signs or anything is the only reason we're here.
Yeah, there's a few up at the front.
Yeah, and we looked around.
I need to work on a little bit more up here.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have stayed otherwise. I mean, it's public property, so I mean, we always try and use public property. I'd rather not pay $30 just to camp on on public property.
Totally.
But the only reason we stayed is just because we looked extensively and I didn't see any restrictive signs, so I figured, well, you know, we'll stop here.
Unfortunately, those are the rules within the state park. I can give you a place an idea of where to go within county property. They don't have those same restrictive rules.
Right.
If you'd like that.
Yeah, that might be fine for tomorrow. I'm reluctant to move tonight because we've kind of already all settled and everything.
Do you want me to write the citation right now? Because we could go that's the other option.
Are you trying to be a tough guy with me, mister?
No, I can write the citation.
Suggest you start treating me respectfully, okay?
So I'm telling you the rules.
And I'm telling you here, let me try and have a cordial conversation with you.
Yeah.
We didn't come here to try and flaunt your rules. It's just, you know, you're all of a sudden you're in my face saying, oh, you want me to write a citation?
Okay.
That's not a good way to make friends with people, right? So my concern is, I got my family in here.
Okay.
We're settled down. We had dinner. I had a beer with dinner. And, you know, I won, but I still don't want to be out driving at night in this. And I don't really see where, considering, honestly, it's on the state that you don't have restrictive signs here.
Sure.
When you're talking about public property, open access is usually assumed unless there's not a restrictive sign. So isn't it reasonable to say that this is kind of on you guys a little bit? Because
no, unfortunately, it's not, because you're required to know the rules within.
No, I'm not required to know the rules. You guys are required to post the rules. That's the way the law works. Do you understand the way the statutes read?
I understand that.
Okay, why don't you explain it to me then?
Well, basically in the state park here,
right,
arranging bedding for the purpose of sleeping during the hours of darkness is considered camping. Camping outside of a designated campground is not permitted within the state park.
Mm-hmm. And where's the sign for that?
It's at the front.
Clearly visible?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't when we came in.
Parking lot right over here as well, over at Blind Beach parking lot.
Okay, well, we'll think about it. We may move on. I mean, at the very least, we're gonna relax for a while so I can make sure that's clear in my system. I'm not gonna guarantee you we'll leave because honestly, this is on you, not on us.
Okay.
If you guys fail to put proper signage up, the problem is with you. And honestly, I don't know why you would want to go around harassing families trying to relax.
You know, I wouldn't call this harassment. I'm just.
I would call it harassing because you're threatening me with an unconstitutional fine.
Okay.
How old are you?
How old are you?
No, I asked you the question.
I'm not going to answer.
I'm not here to answer your questions. I'm here to ask the questions.
I'm not going to answer that one. However, you can stay as long as you want. We don't have closure hours. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the sleeping, arranging bedding for the purpose of sleeping and doing such.
Yeah, I'm not interested in your dumb arbitrary definitions.
Okay.
This is our trailer.
So
and we're
I'm
parked
come
here.
Back in a couple hours, and
you know what? We still won't be in violation then.
Citation there. Okay.
You're going to be hard pressed to collect that citation.
Well, thank you for
let me ask you a question.
guys.
Let me ask you a couple questions. What happens? Hey, I haven't finished. Mister, get over here.
Nope. I've already explained the rules.
Hey, I'm asking you some questions. I'm trying. Quit running away and answer the questions. What's your badge number again?
1492.
Hey. He's running away.
Yes, sir.
I have a couple genuine questions here.
Okay, tell me what's your question?
How does the statute read in terms of this citation? What's the penalty if I don't pay it?
You're probably going to warrant. That's about it. You want to know the
Yeah, I want to know what the statute is so that you're basing it on.
Okay. The code is 4451, Title 14.
And what's that under? Is that a infraction under the state parks? Oh, so there's no criminal penalty. There's no way that you can punish me for that.
It's a misdemeanor, but we can cite it as an infraction.
I see. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why? What does it? On a personal level, I mean, people are out here trying to enjoy the park.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lack of signs here. I mean, it's normal to go into the parking lot, you look around, and there's usually clear signs.
Yeah.
So rather than say, hey, we're gonna do whatever we can to punish people for violating, why not try and be reasonable with people and actually be looking to serve the people instead of looking to harass and collect from the people?
You know what? And now after this conversation, actually, even last night, I went, you know what? There isn't a sign here. I do need to put one. So you're right.
So why not let it go and let us camp here tonight? Because we're not.
I can't do that, but because now I've told you the rules.
Right, you've told me the rules, but I'm already settled with my family. The fact that I've had a beer could be a violation of your statutes in a greater way than me sitting here with my family.
Well, how long would that beer take you to digest?
You tell me. If you were to stop someone and they said they'd had a beer, how long would you give before you said, well, I want to check and make sure that you're not intoxicated?
You know, it's up to that individual.
It is up to that individual, and that's why I'm presenting this to you, because you guys need to be looking to serve people versus saying, we can write you a fine. An officer is always supposed to be looking for a way to help people, not a way to make their lives more uncomfortable. Do you understand that as an officer? I mean, you took an oath to the Constitution, I'm assuming, and your badge number?
Stockinger 1492.
All right, you drive safe, all right? When you go knocking on people's windows in the night, you risk putting yourself in the position of being a harasser, breaking and entering. You realize that?
I didn't break or enter, but thank you. Hey, can you head back over there? I don't care if
I'm going to observe from right here.
Okay, that's fine. Hello.
I'm good. I just want to make sure that you're polite to this guy.
Will do. Thank you. Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I'm Officer Stockton at California State Park. The reason I'm contacting you is
he just came and harassed us too.
Outside of a designated campground. So just letting you know that. If you do stay here overnight, you could face a citation.
For camping in my truck.
Yeah, unfortunately, camping's not permitted outside the designated.
Even though they don't have a sign for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's outside the gate.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Stockton.
So we're working on
you guys,
Hey,
you need to put a sign up.
Have a good night.
You need to put a sign up, and I don't want to see you out here harassing people again.
Thank you. You have a good night.
I want you to listen to me. I'm saying some words to you I want you to hear. Hold up. Don't come back then and harass us, all right? Leave it to Park Ranger boy, thinking he's a tough guy. Oh, park police, man. Now, you could question that he even has any jurisdiction as a police officer, but let's take that to the next level. Aside from the disrespect of people when they don't have proper signage out here, we're at an open parking lot on public property on a remote coastal area. He's out here harassing people. Then you combine that with the fact that he's all flippant tough guy. Oh, I can just come back tomorrow and write you a ticket, right? He's trying to exert the power of the state, threatening implied threats at the point of a gun. You have to do it our way. You have to pay us or else you'll be punished, right? And yet, when challenged, he turns around and runs like a kitten. So to this officer, you want to show respect for people? You stop harassing them. You want people to respect you? Stop being a petty little extortioner. We need to stop tolerating these petty little bullies and stop pretending that they're our heroes or that they're protecting us or that they're doing good work out here for us when really they're just out here harassing and collecting. Well, here we are, folks. It's the morning after. And here's what we did last night after the little tax collector came up. See, it was never about flaunting every rule. They genuinely don't have signage in here. They're just making up. They're the ones flaunting the rules. They're the ones making up arbitrary commands so that they can fine and extort people, because that's what it's really about out here, is money and control. The fighter in me wanted to say, oh, I'll wait here. I'll wait till they write a ticket and then I'll fight them. But I had no intention of paying any citation, right? And so now I face, they've got dragged me into their courtrooms. Now I face, maybe they put out warrants all over parking, right? There's huge battles going on in America, and we have to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You got to pick which hill you're going to die on, because there can only be one. Talking to Sandra, what are we going to do? We went down just around the corner there, down to the highway, and we parked overnight in a pull-off on the highway, right? We parked there just fine. We came back out here this morning because now they don't have the narrative. Now we didn't give them the opportunity to write that citation. You know, people say, oh, well, you need to take the citation and go to the courts. That's where you need to argue this. That's a ridiculous statement, and it's not working. The courts are the most lawless of all. The courts are completely out of control. The judges do whatever they want, and they could care less about law. If you have this idea that you're going to go and you're going to get arrested or written up or something like that, and then you're going to take it to the courts so you can prove that you were right, it doesn't matter if you're right in the courts. We have no law in our courts, and we need to understand that's where they want us. They know that. They want us in that court system because then they know we lose and they can pretend they've given us justice and due process. The SS, for this government of treason, they send their guys out, and we got to start calling them out on the street. They should be ashamed of what they're doing. They should be ashamed of violating their oath. They should be ashamed of harassing families because they're the ones out enacting it. Of course, the judges, the system is evil too. But here's the thing, and this is the message last night. We have to call them out here and now. We have to stand up and look out for each other and love our neighbor and walk over and film them and hold them accountable. I want this guy to be uncomfortable out here harassing people, harassing families when there's no problem, there's no disturbance, and there's no issue. See all of this up and down here? It's about money and control. What they're doing in California here is along these beaches. The states claimed all these beaches, right? These are all state beaches. Then they designate these areas and they're charging people $30+ a night just to park overnight. They don't get this narrative. The narrative is them taking advantage of people. It's their arbitrary rules. It's them intentionally not putting proper signage up and then harassing people, making people unsafe by saying, hey, go drive fatigued, right? Call them what they are. We need to quit pretending they're good guys or they're heroes or they're just doing their job. There's no just doing your job. You either do right or you do wrong to your fellow man. So go out and stand up for something and love your neighbor as yourself.